Hey everyone, Danielle here. I'm doing a solo playthrough tutorial of Healthy Heart Hospital. This will be a partial playthrough. This game typically runs up to 6 rounds if you last that long. A win condition is that you survive and do not get less than $0, because once you do, you will lose the game. But yeah, I have this all already set up. If you're curious on how to set up, I have a separate video for that. And I'll definitely link that in the description below. But otherwise, you'll get a really good overview of how this game plays. So the first round will play a little bit more simply because there's an action that you actually can't do on the first turn or the first round. But you know, rounds 2 to 6 are pretty much all going to be somewhat the same. Okay, so I do want to mention a bit of the actions. So we have the player action phase, and then we have the patient phase. So that all happens in a round. You first do the player action phase, and we have medical actions or administrative actions. The medical actions will be completed by Doctor and Bella Virus. So let's take a closer look at these two. So Doctor has an ability that says +2 cubes to heal internal medicine patients. When healing, you may draw +1 cube for each black cube drawn. Bella Virus says, after healing an infectious disease patient, you may rebag 2 cubes. Once per game, as a free action, assign 1 face-up training marker to this nurse. So those will make a little bit more sense as we play the game. In addition to the medical actions, we have administrative actions, which will be carried out by Pinch Penny, the administrator. And this one has 2 abilities that requires it to be flipped after it's completed. Remove 1 ward ability token and randomly select a new ward ability token to replace it. Flip this card. Move cubes from one patient to another of the same color. Each patient must retain at least 1 cube. Flip this card. So if you flip this card, you get to put it back face up at the beginning of the next round. So it's not a one-time use per game, it's one-time use per round. All right, so just to describe the areas of the board, we have the new rooms on the left. So this will include some abilities that we have to read and implement immediately. So this one is break room, and you get to choose this. So I chose break room as my first new room at the beginning of the game. Administrator receives 1 extra administrative action token. So normally in a 2-player setup, which is how I have this set up for solo, I would only give 2 administrative action tokens to the administrator, but instead I'll have 3. And these tokens, these action tokens, are how you track how many actions you've used so far in a round. Each of the medical actions can be done 4 times per character. So I have a total of 11 actions, which is pretty neat. Okay, we have this section here, and this is kind of where we'll manage the round. When we get to round 2, we'll flip over the bottom 2 staff tokens, and when they're flipped over, you put them into the office face up. So we'll see what those are when they get face up. Boardroom. These are some of the training abilities that I'll be able to assign Bella, because she says once per game as a free action, assign 1 face up training marker to this nurse. So this just gives them additional abilities throughout the game. And Bella just happens to have an ability that gives 1 to her once per game. And we have a whole stack of face down ones here that will get replenished once those are taken. Under that, we have the infirmary wards. There are 5 different ones: infectious disease, psychiatric, internal medicine, cardiology, and trauma. So each of these have a dedicated color. When you place the patients down during setup, they are on level 3. The goal is to get these patients down below level 1, and that's how you cure the patient. If you were able to heal the patient down any amount of level, you get $1 per level healed. If you cannot heal or cure the patients and they get to level 5, you have to place them into the cemetery. We have 5 spots for the cemetery right now, so once those 5 spots are taken up, we would lose the game. But in addition to putting it into the cemetery, you would lose $10. At the beginning of the game, you would have set up your starting money. For a 2-player game, you start at $15. You'll notice there's these little tokens here with abilities on them. These are the ward abilities. And it would take place during the patient phase, which I will go into. So talking more about the player action phase, there are 2 medical actions we can do. We can heal a patient. So I'll go ahead and do that as part of my first action for Doctor. Actually, I'll move that up. Not sure why that's down there. I will flip over a medical action token to signify I'm starting one action right now. And Doctor is going to heal a patient. It's going to focus on this one in internal medicine because it does have this affinity to help internal medicine patients because it could gain 2 more cubes from the bag. So I'll go ahead and do the heal a patient. So to do that, you would choose an alive non-waiting room patient, and that would be this one. This is not in the waiting room, it's in the infirmary, and it's alive. And then I would draw 6 cubes. That's 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then at this point, I have to see, did I draw any cubes from the bag that matches this color, which is green? Unfortunately, I did not. I got other colors. They just get discarded. So unfortunately, that really did nothing for me. I'll go ahead and try again. So as you can see, this is like pretty much a bit luck driven because you're drawing from a bag. Need to draw 3 more. And this time, I did draw 1 green. So that means I get to heal 1 level. And when you heal a level, you gain $1. So I'm at 16. These get discarded. So they don't get returned to the bag. There are abilities that allow you to do that, which is always an option. But we don't have that right now. So I need to heal the internal medicine patient 2 levels to get it cured. And the idea is to clear this ward because I gain $2 if it's empty at the end of the round. So I'm going to keep going with Doctor and do the heal a patient action again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what's interesting about drawing this black cube is that it cancels out the color that you would have increased it, or it would just decrease it in general. So if you want to think about it in 2 steps, you would decrease this down to 1 using the green cube, but then this black cube would increase it back up. So essentially it cancels each other out this way. But something to note with Doctor, it does say when healing, you may draw 1 for each black cube drawn. So I get to draw 1 more. And hopefully it's a green. And it is. So while these 2 cancel each other out, this extra green still decreases it by 1. So I healed it 1 level, giving me $1. These cubes get discarded. Okay, so I'm super duper close to healing this internal medicine patient. I think I will go for it using Doctor's final medical action token, drawing 6 tokens. Oh no. See, this was a bad call. I wouldn't have known, it's luck driven, but I got 2 black cubes. So unfortunately, it goes back up to level 3 patient. But keeping in mind, I do get to draw 1 for each black cube drawn. So 1, 2. Ooh, okay, so that's fine. So it canceled out 1 of them. So it only decreased the level by 1. Perfect. All right. So that was not great. Let's see. Bellovirus. Could we do something with her? So it says after healing an infectious disease patient, you may rebag 2. Okay. Well, we can try that. Let's do that. So Bellovirus. We will try to heal an infectious disease patient. So let's draw 6 cubes. 5, 6. And these are the greens I really needed on the last bag pull, but that's okay. I don't have any yellows. I only have 1 black, so it does increase to a level 4, which is not great. I'll go ahead and do another heal a patient. All right, I did get one yellow, but I got one black, so they basically cancel each other out, and nothing happens. That's frustrating. Let's see what the administrator can do. The administrator can research. When they research, you'll draw off the top of the research deck, and you'll give it a read. Research, draw 5, and choose from the following. So based on the number of each color that you draw, you will carry out one of these. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll draw 5. Oop, one too many. One too many. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when you do your research, if you draw a black cube, you could draw 2 on the bag. All right. So now I could read this through using the number of cubes of that color. I could discard 2 illness level 1 cube patients. Unfortunately, I don't have level 1s at all. This is 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. I could decrease 1 patient's illness level by 0 because I don't have any greens. I could replace 2 patient markers of deceased patients with white patient markers. So this is not helpful. This card did nothing for me because I don't actually have anything to qualify for any of these options. So that was a bit of a waste of one administrative action. I think I will do another research and see what happens. Again, we'll draw 5. We drew 1 black one, so we'll draw 2 more. Okay. Now let's read this. Decrease 1 patient's illness. Decrease 1 patient's illness level by 1 because I have 1 green. That's good. Flip 2. No, I don't have any blues, so flip 0 medical action tokens. And then the last one is improve 1 new room for $10. Reduce this cost by $3, but never below 0. So I think I like the first one. So I could decrease 1 patient's illness level by 1, and I think I'll do that. I'll decrease... No, this one's too close to 5, which would mean it's dead, so I'm going to decrease this to level 3. I don't gain money for that. Normally you would if you're doing that heal a patient action, but you don't in this case for research. All right, so Bellavirus. I'll try to do another infectious disease. So a heal a patient action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And unfortunately, no yellows, but 1 black means it's actually getting worse. So it's at 4. Oh boy, my luck is really running out here. We'll do another administrator. We'll do a research. Draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this says hire 1 staff. Unfortunately, I don't have staff to hire yet. Round 1 doesn't really let you do that since there's no staff in the office to be hired. And then it says gain 3 for each yellow, but I don't have yellow. Okay. And then it says replace 2 patient markers of deceased patients with white patient markers. And that's also not something I can do. Okay. So that was a bit of a waste. All right. So Bellavirus can do one more thing. So medical actions, you could heal a patient or transfer a patient, but right now you actually really wouldn't want to transfer a patient at this time. So I think I'll just do heal a patient again, and that'll be the last action for this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so this heals 1. Okay. So that is the end of the player action phase. I was able to show you the research action, which the administrator can do, and the heal a patient actions many times. I showed you that between the 2 medical personnel I have. So we're moving on to the patient phase because we're done with the player action phase. And the patient phase, the first step is to look at the treatment and emergency room patients. Right now we don't have any treatments or emergency rooms. They would be on the left as one of the new rooms. But if any were in the critical treatment room, they would die. And if anybody was in the treated treatment room, they would move to critical right now. And any patients that were in the emergency room, they would die. After that, you get to add a room. So these are all the rooms, and you get to add whichever one you want. And I think since it's not really going too well, maybe, I don't know, should I do an emergency room? I don't think I need the emergency room right away, so I think that's okay. Maybe just infectious disease, maybe. I'll get a treatment room here for infectious disease. And then now we rebag. We put all of the cubes back into the bag. And I'll try not to lose any. Oh. Okay. And after that, new patients arrive. So we have to draw and place the 6 cubes. And if we draw black, we have to draw 2 more. Okay, so we drew 1 black, we'll draw 2 more. This is for the first, oh, another black, we'll draw 2 more. Okay, so the reds. Blue. 2. And then these get discarded. And then we'll do the second waiting room. So we'll draw 2 more for that 1 black cube. Alright. Oh no, our first death. Okay, so if you end up placing too many cubes then that can fit, you remove all of them and you take a white patient marker and you place it in the cemetery. And these are just discarded, that's it. So that one took up 1 spot, so we have 4 more deaths that we can have before we lose the game. All right, and now we visit the wards. So visiting the wards, we'll go ahead and activate each ward ability. So this one says, don't draw a cube if only 1 patient in this ward. So we don't have to draw a cube. In the psychiatric ward, it says black counts as ward color, don't draw more. So in this case, we'll draw 1 cube per patient. So we'll draw 1. And this does not match this color. But if it did, it would increase the illness level. So we're safe there. I don't gain $2 because this ward is not empty, but I do draw that 1 cube. And it does match. Unfortunately, this would have to go up to level 3. This says 1 free transfer to treatment room after draws. So we'll draw first. This does not match. That's fine. I don't know if I want to transfer because I don't have a transfer room to transfer this to. And then we'll draw 1 for this. And it doesn't match. So, okay. But look at all this yellow. So it's very unlikely we might be able to even heal the infectious disease. So we'll see what happens there. All right. Now we move into the housekeeping step. It says if it is a 6th round, the game ends. You flip the administrator card face up and you pass the admin cards. But in solo, I'm always going to be the admin. And we're going to flip all the action tokens to the unused side. So we're on round 2, and then we're going to flip these. So these are the staff that we might be able to hire. Okay. And the ones we unveiled say gain 1 admin token. And the second one is remove 1 ward ability. All right. So we'll start the next round. So we have some flexibility now with the administrative action. We can actually hire staff. It will cost us $5 to hire. But it might be helpful to do. So what I'll do is I'll use the administrative action. And I will pay $5. So down to 12. And I'm going to actually get this staff. It says gain 1 admin token. So I'll go ahead and gain an admin token. Nice. So I have 1 more admin ability. And that's it for that action. I'm going to go ahead and use Bellavirus to attempt to heal the infectious disease. Actually, not the infectious disease. I'll attempt to heal the trauma patient. So we're hoping for blues. All right, so these two cancel, but this becomes 1. I gain $1. And Bella says, after healing an infectious disease patient may be back too, so it doesn't really impact this one. That's fine. But more yellows were taken out, so that's not great. I'll use Doctor to attempt to heal the psychiatric, or the internal medicine one. I'll do a heal of that, so I'll choose to draw 6. And no greens, but we have 1 black, so it's leveling up to a level 4. And oh my god, this is not going well. I think I'll definitely need to probably do a transfer patient one, but let's see. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I have the best room there. I should have probably chosen a different room, but I wouldn't have known the patients in here, right? In the order that they came. So if I knew, like if I put these patients in the waiting room first and then chose the new room, I would have not chosen infectious disease, which had no risk of moving them right now. But that's okay. Let's see. I'll continue trying to heal with Bellavirus. I'll attempt to heal trauma since I had pretty good luck before. And really good luck right now. Draw 2 more. Nice. So I'll heal it 2 more. And I cured it. Alright. So it was on level 2. So I gained just $1. Actually, is that right? So it was on level 2. So it's 1. I healed it 1, 2. Not gained 2. Because I increased it 2 levels to cure it. And this goes back into the supply. And that was awesome. So that one is cleared out. What can we do? I guess I'll use a research action. I'll draw 5. For the black one, I draw 2 more. Okay, so this says flip 1 medical action tokens to the unused side. Improve 1 new room for $10. Reduce this cost by 0. Because I have 0 yellows. It says draw 1 fewer total cubes for waiting rooms next patient phase. 1 few. I guess that will probably be the most likely, but I think in this case I do want to just unflip a medical action token, so I'll do that for the Bellavirus one because she could rebag. Okay, so I'll use Bellavirus to use the heal a patient and draw 6. Alright, so we heal 1. And then when healing an infectious disease patient, which I just did, I could rebag 2, and I'll put 2 yellows back in. And then I will heal a patient again for an infectious disease, draw 6. And no yellows, but it also didn't draw any blacks, and I'll do it 1 more time. Perfect. So I only needed 2 of these. I gained $2, and this is fully cured. And I get to rebag 2 cubes. So I think I'll rebag greens. Perfect. So that was really good. We'll use Dr. Doctor to attempt to heal the internal medicine. Draw 6. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will draw 2 more because I'm trying to heal an internal medicine patient. 1, 2. And unfortunately, well, I have 1 more chance. I can draw 1 for each black cube, and I have 1. And still no greens. So in that case, this will end up dying. It goes here. I lose $10. So 18 going down to 8. All right. We have 2 more actions here. I think we'll do another research, I guess. I have to see. What happens if I run out of cubes? Because there's only 6 cubes in my bag. Yeah, so you'll just have to refill the bag if it's empty. Alright, so yeah, I'll do a research. I can't remember if I flipped this already. That's what happens when I play solo. No one can keep track of that except me. So I'll draw 5 cubes. Okay, so this one says transfer 0 patients, gain $3 for each yellow, which is 0, and replace 1 patient markers of deceased patients with white patient markers. I guess that's the only one I really could do is the last one, because I don't have blue or yellow, so I'll go ahead and swap this one out for a white patient. And then let's double check what Pinch Penny can do for us. Maybe we can use their ability. It says remove 1 ward ability and randomly select a new one. Move cubes from 1 patient to another of the same color. Each patient must retain at least 1 cube. I think I'll do that. I'll move these over here. Okay. And then I'll flip him. And that would have used my last action. Okay. For Dr. Doctor, I have 2. So let's go ahead and try to heal what we can. I have 1 cube in here, so I have to refill. So I should have pretty good odds, I think, because all the cubes are back in the bag. And I'm going to probably just work on healing the cardiology one. Alright, so draw 6. And I didn't get any reds. I got 1 black. I still get to draw 1 more for that black. Nope. So it goes to level 4. Alright, discard. Now I'll try to heal that one again. I don't want it to be out of 4. This should be discarded. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. Alright. Draw 1 more for that black. Oh no, draw that 1 more for that black. So by doing this, I ended up killing this patient because this red gets canceled out. I don't get to heal at all. This black makes it a level 5. And I lose $10. And you guys, well, this is the shortest playthrough I ever anticipated for this game. But I have gotten down to $0. So being down to $0 is a lose condition. So in that case, I would have to lose the game. So yeah, I think that's that can show you just how wild this game can be, because I did end up healing, I think, a bit this round. Even hired staff. But it really is just like the excitement of pulling the cubes out of the bag. I find this game to be very fun. And once you have it pretty much set up, you could just restart the game and play it again and again, which is also another thing I like. Obviously, you can switch out your characters, your administrator. But other than that, like, really, it's pretty quick setup to do after the first game. I really think this would be a fun game to play with others because you're not the one making all the decisions. You can't be the only one getting mad at yourself about, maybe I should have not healed that one, or attempted to heal that one. Um, but yeah. I probably also should have used the Belovirus's ability, now that I think about it. Once per game as a free action, assign one face-up training marker. Like, I think one of these would have been good to have, at least. Maybe the plus 1 cube for cardiology ward, at least. But yeah, there's so much, that you can do to strategize and increase your chances of healing patients. So I think that's kind of how this game works, is understanding what you have available to you, using those resources, and hopefully curing your patients and lasting till the last round. I hope I was able to at least show you how the game works. In the treatment room, I didn't really do much with this, but I could have done a transfer a patient action, which, to go into detail, this is what it does. Transfer a patient, you flip a medical token, so it takes up one of your medical actions, and you choose any one alive patients, and if you do choose it from the waiting room, they have to be a level 3 or higher. So in this case, I would have to choose this green, red, or gray, and I could have moved it to a room, an available room. So right now I only have an infectious disease room to move somebody. So if I wanted to transfer a patient, I would have had to have a patient here in this ER and move it over, or level 3 patient in the waiting room to move it over. And so, yeah, that's exactly what it says. Move them to a matching colored room. So, and if you were moving your waiting room markers, you just convert them into one of these patient markers. And they will start at the level 3 if they're in the waiting room, or whatever level they are on, I guess, in the infirmary wards. Other than that, the higher staff, I think we did do that. Research, we did many times. Administrator action, we did one time. So we were able to go through all of these actions at least one time during this playthrough. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to be playing this quite a bit, I think, especially solo. I think this is a very pleasant game to play solo, and there's a lot of replayability. Plenty of admins and doctors, and the nurses are also included in here, and they're notated by these symbols with the ends. So really, you could play this a ton of times. Obviously, all the different rooms would change up the games as well. Yeah, very, very pleasant game. I didn't play the original, but this one I really like. And even the ward abilities would also help with the replayability. So, a lot of a game in this, I think. A lot of life in it. All right, well, I'll stop rambling there. I hope you guys enjoyed watching how this game plays. I had fun playing it. If you haven't already, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.